Hey guys, Samwise GG here. Today we are going to take a quick look at Dragons B10. For those of you who are just starting out and have just reached Dragons and you're looking for a safe team, this is the safe team that I've used for quite a long time. I do have a couple of variations on this team that I run now when I can pay attention to my phone and either semi-auto it, or I'm not too concerned about the occasional fail. But when I am at work, if I've got a couple of minutes free, I certainly put my safe team on, which is this one here. And it's certainly the team that got me to where I am now. Couple of things to consider when you first reach Dragons B10. It's really important, in my opinion, that you focus on a safe, secure team before you start thinking about trying to develop a speed team. The reason for that being that you're probably not going to have the runes for a speed team. Most speed teams consist of full violent rune sets, but also the fact that it's really important that you have consistency when you do your runs, and those runs are more efficient in terms of not just the time spent but also the energy spent and the actual success rate at the end of it as well. So really important that you have a team that will succeed and get you through there pretty safely, rather than trying to clear it quickly. Now, the team that I use for my safe team, I've got Sigmaris there as leader. He's fusible, which makes him very attainable to most people. You can farm most of his ingredients and then obviously pop it into the fusion hexagram and out pops your Siggy. He is fantastic for dungeons, but particularly for dragons. His leader skill increases HP by 44%, and given that he is a water element, he has elemental advantage in B10 dragons. He also does quite a lot of damage on the boss, and he has an attack debuff as well, which is super handy. Next I have Bella. I've got her runed on Violent, and she's the only healer that I need in my Dragons run because I have Brienne and has a revive. So if someone dies and Bella doesn't get that heal time, someone does happen to fall to the dragon's mighty powers, then Brienne can resurrect and save the day. But also Bella's AoE heal of 30% of the Mon's HP is pretty handy. So the defense debuff is awesome as well, and she has the C's for that immunity that gets put on the boss as well. So super handy all round. I also take Veramos for the cleanse, so you'll notice that I'm going left tower, right tower, boss. The reason for that, this is not a speed team. It is not going to kill the boss quickly, which means I need to take those dots off ASAP, so I need a cleanser, but I also need to get rid of that left tower before I can start focusing on the right and the boss. You can see there that Sigmaris was the last one that hit the left tower, and as he hit the tower to kill it with attack power rather than a dot, he died. So the dragon does revenge kill if you take out a tower, but having Brienne there makes it a super safe team because Brienne can resurrect my fallen warriors. And again, that just increases the safety of the team. If you are doing full auto, you don't have a reviver in your team, and you're going left tower, right tower, boss, by the time you get to the boss, you might very well have two mods down because each of them took out that tower from attacking rather than from a dot itself, which you just can't control. That comes down to RNG. So by having a reviver in your team makes it really safe because they can obviously bring back the dead and the fallen. The dragon doesn't always take out the mon that attacks it, but it does a lot of damage, and unless you have over 30,000 HP, he's probably going to kill you. Likewise, if you have dots on you, that attack multiplier from the dragon just makes it incredibly powerful and strong. Vertihile is there for his attack bar manipulation, so on his first skill obviously he increases the attack bars of the team if he gets a crit hit. So that is super handy because again it just increases the speed that I can kill the dragon by giving my team that little bit extra attack buff every time. He's on Violent as well, which means that again, I'm getting that attack buff more regularly to help me clear it quicker, clear the dungeon quicker. So you can see here it's super safe, but as I said, it's not fast by any means, but that doesn't bother me too much. If I'm on my way to work or I'm on the train or I'm sitting with friends having a coffee, I can have this going in the background and every 5 minutes or so I check my phone and I know that I'm most likely 99% have won the run. Oh, nice, Rainbow Mom. So I don't have to worry about, have I collided or have I died and completely wiped out, which is always a good feeling to have. And 5 minutes or under isn't too bad when you're just having it on the background, you're not really focusing on trying to farm those runes quickly. And for someone that's just starting out for B10 Dragons, that's probably where you want to be at first as well. So this is my Sigmaris. I'll just talk you through my runes really quickly. These aren't fantastic runes on any of them. They're by no means that standard benchmark that you should be looking at, but it certainly shows you what you, if your stats are around this, then you certainly should be able to clear the dungeon pretty easily. Accuracy is pretty low, but his HP and attack power aren't too bad. I think his rune, so Fatal Blade, he should be on attack. Yeah, I didn't have a high enough crit rate on him, so I went full attack on him. Next we have Vertihile. These are his stats. So I have him on a hybrid build. As I mentioned before, he is violent, and that's super handy because the more times that he attacks, the better the attack buff to my team. And no surprise, he's got crit rate on 4. So then he's got speed and HP. And that's primarily because I use him in tearaway and dungeons a lot, so I really need him to survive rather than worry too much about the damage that he does. Briand, so he's, oh yeah, there you go, about 38,000 HP. Sorry, my math is failing me there. So quite a lot of HP there, which means that even though he's elemental disadvantage, he can easily survive the walk up to the boss. And if he was the one that took out the tower, then he can survive a hit as well, as long as he's not doesn't have too many dots on him. So he is Despair Energy, and he will just be full HP. As you can see, these runes aren't fantastic, but they do the job okay. And again, you want full HP for Briand if you want to be using him in Dragons B10 just to make sure he does survive. This is my Bella, and these are her runes. Accuracy is not too good. I'd certainly want that to be closer to 75%, but it's, she does the job, and she's really there for her defense debuff and heal. And for 57%, that's a pretty good rate for the defense debuff. It's the Cs that she tends to miss more often than not. So HP is how I've ruined her. Most people tend to go speed, HP. I haven't. I didn't have a good speed rune to put on her, so I've just got HP, and that seems to work pretty well. Again, because she's on violent, I don't find that the speed issue is too much of a hold me back with that. And then finally, Vero, certainly his accuracy can be improved as well, but for Dragons it's fine. It's really PvP that I find he tends to struggle a little bit, but I don't tend to rune him for PvP. You can see he's all about HP and speed, also a violent build as well. So we've got speed, HP, and violent focus for him. So it's just a really quick intro to Dragons B10, a safe run that if you've got those mons, I'd certainly suggest that you look into if you are looking to just make that Dragons run a little bit safer. If you haven't yet fused Sigmaris, you can certainly look at seeing if you've got any friends or any of your guild members are able to put Sigmaris as their leader, and then at least you can do it a couple times a day, just to get your head around Dragons, the dungeon itself, and just to get familiar with the mechanics of the boss as well. If you have any other suggestions for what your safe team is, if it's different to that one, I'd certainly love to hear it. If you don't mind just including in the comments below, just so we can start helping out each other or continue helping each other to grow. And for those that don't have Vertihile or Briand, certainly keen to hear comments about what does work in a safe team for you. And please do stay tuned for more videos coming soon. Thanks.